The following story has been brought to you by StoriesToInspire.org.
I got a phone call once. It was about 12:30 at night, maybe 1 o'clock in the morning. It's a group of kids from high school in London, and they're out clubbing. I don't have to tell you, 17-year-old guys and girls, I don't have to tell you what's happening when they're out clubbing at 1 o'clock in the morning. They could barely get their words straight, okay? And a guy calls me. It was one of the most beautiful phone calls I ever received. It was from a bunch of guys and girls out clubbing. And the guy says to me, he goes, "Rabbi!" I was like, oh no. I love you. Okay, that's right. You get those too. "Rabbi!" What's the matter? He says, "I'm standing here by the cash machine, and I put in my card, and the machine spit out like much too much money. And I looked at my account, and the machine didn't realize that it made a mistake. Rabbi, what should I do with the money? Whenever I come to a crossroads or a problem in my life," he says, "I think, what would my rabbi do?" He says, "And I didn't know what to do, and all the guys are telling me I should just keep it and stop being such an idiot. But tell me, what's the right thing to do?" He's half drunk or high, I don't know. It's 1 o'clock in the morning. He has a lot of money in his hands. The bank did not notice the differential. They didn't debit him more than he took out, $20 or 20 pounds. And what does he want to do? He wants to call the rabbi. I told him, money's not yours. I said, make a deposit back in the bank. Put it back into the bank. Why did I tell him that? Because if he kept it till the next morning, odds are he ain't giving it back, right? I said, make a deposit. You could deposit the money back in the machine. I said, and tomorrow, and call them and tell them that the money you deposited back actually just came out extra from the machine, and then they'll debit it from your account. The guy says, "Thank you, Rabbi." I'm doing it now. The guy put the money back. How did this happen? This is the boy, one of the coolest boys, and you know the kids that are too cool for school. He never would come. He would always, we do the lunch and learns at school. He never wanted to attend. Didn't want to be involved. And then one time, I was talking about stealing money, and I was giving a very interesting story about someone who stole money and what happened to the money afterwards, etc., etc. And the guy happened to be walking by, and he happened to hear the beginning of the story, and he was interested to hear what happened at the end. So he came and he sat down. He says, "Rabbi," he goes, "this is not my thing. I just got to hear what happened. This is like a movie," he said. He stayed for the end of the story. He stayed till the end of the class. Okay? That week was this story. The guy never really even came to learn that much. He came maybe to some classes that he had to come to in school, but he never really came to learn that much. But something landed, a spark landed, and even though the size of the nisayon was great, all he needed to do was apply the Torah to it, and it disappeared from in front of him.
Enjoyed this story? Come again. Bring a friend. StoriesToInspire.org